So, welcome in this exhibition. You are now in a very special exhibition because you can see here over 40 arrangements based on the history of Western floral art. So about 60 people worked very hard on it. They did a background study and now you can see the result. So there is not much known about the history of Western floral art. This is totally contrary to Asian floral art, where we have a lot of documents and a lot of illustration. So I'm also personally very interested. That's why I do research on it already for many years, over 30 years, and I published a lot of articles on it. I think it's important because if you do floral art, it is also important to know where you come from, how the people before did it. It's also very useful for decorating big buildings because many buildings have a classical touch and this historical arrangement match very well with it. So, but the inspiration can also be used in another way. So also for contemporary floral art. Mr. Gerard Maas and me will do this in a demonstration. We will transfer this knowledge to modern arrangements. I hope you will enjoy.
Iris 傾開啦，就話：咦，不如我哋試一試做一啲同歷史有關嘅展覽。咁當年揾個即係專家啦，咁Jan咧，我哋同佢合作咁多年啦，都知道即係佢係對呢方面係特別有研究，同埋佢亦都係收集咗呢嘅有關資料差唔多30幾年。咁然之後即係佢係一個即係佢好豐富咯，佢個 archive 嗰種即係佢資料創作嘅靈感咁咯。咁我覺得呢個好有意思，即係如果翻嚟嘅歷史係需要做。
所以咧，我就收到呢個 message 之後咧，咁我諗一諗其實我哋都要將成個製作記錄落嚟，咁之後可能5000年之後又再睇翻。所以咧就係都幾全面嘅。OK，有一啲比較高分啲啦。其實我哋可以透過學派就去多方位將呢整件嘢就立體咁樣記錄落嚟。咁當然到最後就係用一啲錄像嘅方法啦，係將前期嘅製作過程，我哋就可以拍攝咗落嚟。咁好俾觀眾可以睇到究竟之前佢哋嘅製作個程序係點樣。
覺得係比較富有教育性咯，即係就算啲小朋友啊，譬如學校啊嚟睇，都知道原來係插花藝術唔係咁簡單，就係插花擺個台咯。咁有好多唔同嘅形狀啦，有好多唔同嘅製作方法，咁變咗咧就即係人哋會清楚明白啲原來你哋都要識咁多嘢，即係唔係話急順水一樣好簡單嘅一件事咯。
不過我最後其實就要多謝翻我哋自己本身Anyspace 啦，你哋嘅協助啦，咁同埋我哋西歐嘅導師啊、同學仔啊一齊嘅幫助。如果唔係因為我哋應該今次我哋動用咗120人去做呢一件事，係啦，咁唔好睇隻展期得過4日咁樣啦。其實之前嘅我哋嘅籌備工作已經超過咗1年嘅時間咁樣咯。咁我都希望真係今次嗰個嘅展覽可以帶俾參與嘅人有一個好難忘同埋有一個好教育，亦都學到好多嘢嘅一個經驗咁樣。冇錯。
I would like to tell you something about the arrangements in my demonstration. The first 2 arrangements are based on a very classical decoration with flowers, the festoon. We also say garland. So traditionally the festoon is made of greenery and of flowers and has a very symmetric, regular form. I make a more modern version. One of my festoons will have a very vegetative character. That means it is like a growing festoon. This is totally not classical, but it is a mix between this classical form and modern floral design. So it will look more natural. The other one will also be a festoon, but now with a design character. So I will use very modern materials, and it will look very unusual, but it's still coming from this traditional festoon. Another form will be a freestanding arrangement based on Egyptian bouquets. It's amazing how nice these Egyptian bouquets were. Very stylish, very controlled, and also looking very modern. So now in this case I made it as a freestanding arrangement, so it's not a bouquet anymore but a decoration for a room, for example. But you will see that the flower part is still based on this strong decorative setup of the Egyptian bouquet. The next arrangement will be also classical, but with a different touch. We have chosen a classical vase, and you would expect also a classical flower arrangement in it. So we made bows of greenery. It is also named a crown in the past, and in the Dutch history we see this type of crowns above a bride for a wedding ceremony or a wedding reception. And in this crown, in this form of green bands, there will be a group of flowers. So it will be quite open, and there will be an ornament at the top. So you could imagine it in every classical building, but it is not exactly historical, but it has a classical ambience. So then I will make an arrangement which is very free. It's based on the basket. So baskets were always, let's say, the containers where flowers were arranged in, or in a vase, but baskets were cheap and were used very often, especially in the 19th century. But then in this basket they had a container, or they had a waterproof paper, oil paper, and they put some moss in it and arranged the flowers in it. But now the basket itself will be the object. So you will see that the form is a sculpture based on a basket form. The last arrangement comes from the well-known Biedermeier form. A half-spherical bouquet is the most used bouquet everywhere in the world, and it finds its origin in the Biedermeier time, which was from 1815 to 1855. But now in this arrangement you will only find back this half-spherical form, but it is transformed to a freestanding arrangement, so which can also serve as a room decoration. So as you see, still the classical inspiration, but used in contemporary forms of floor design. Thank you.
tapestry was started to make in the Middle Ages, so a long time ago in the houses from kings and landlords actually. And of course it was a decoration to make the house beautiful, but another way was that the houses were still very poorly built, and that's why they could prevent the draft, so it was not so cold in the houses. And also they moved through Europe, a house over here, a house over there, so they could take the tapestry to decorate their new house. Shape I already liked from when I was very small. Also the autumn color is very beautiful. It's turning beautifully yellow, and actually the period for this what I fit is the Jugend style or Art Nouveau, and the Art Nouveau period is a period after the Industrial Revolution, and this means they can make with machinery many things in big productions. So in the Art Nouveau period, they also can produce art in many things, many amounts. So the process of making things of art was going much faster and in bigger amounts. And probably you know in Paris the subway entrance, the beautiful horns, that's also from this period actually. But actually it's made for the Biedermeier period. So it's a period after Napoleon, you know. Napoleon was fighting and having war and a very bloody period. So he was defeated and the people wanted to live in peace. No more wars, rest. So they wanted to enjoy with family, having hobbies, yes, sitting in the house, enjoying the house. So they started to decorate the house. So this is actually like for a party decoration. This is kind of the theme. So actually it's a period in 1920, so modern art is becoming a little bit more common. People are more free to do, the artists are more free to do things. And the surrealist way of inspiring things is by Sigmund Freud. So it's, he had the thing, what the people are dreaming or the hallucinations, that is the real person. So these artists were using this kind of theory from Freud. So they can make many new things. A dream world actually, not existing, but things, yeah, who are a little bit awkward or supernatural. Yes. So it already says it's for the common people. They wanted to make art for the common people, not just for the elite, the rich people, but everybody should like and should be possible to buy art. So what they were using, very simple objects like the can stickers also, or the advertisements out of newspapers or comics, or a kind of collage kind of things, and often having one kind of image and repeating it, or maybe repainting it, or that was the way the pop artists were doing things. So just to make it very easy to access to young people, to many people.